And we welcome everybody into this week's edition of Xfinity Hornet Football Weekly. I'm your host, Jason Ross. We are going to introduce, as usual, the head coach, Marshall Spurbeck. We're also joined today in our opening segment by fifth-year senior David Coleman. We're going to hear from these guys in just a moment. We've got a lot to cover today, so let's jump right into it as we've got a message from Sacramento State's president.
Welcome. I'm Alex Gonzalez, the president of Sacramento State. I invite you to our beautiful and vibrant campus. We have nationally recognized academic and student programs. We have community partnerships that create jobs and internships for our graduates. We are Sacramento's university. Sacramento State's location in the nation's most dynamic state capital gives our students an advantage, no matter what they choose to study.
We're very proud of our academic programs. Professors work directly with the students in the classroom and the laboratory.
Students have the opportunity to perform cutting-edge research, and this research we do is put into use in our community as well as around the globe.
Our students form deep connections with the campus thanks to exciting activities, our new housing options, and our state-of-the-art recreation and wellness center.
There's something for every interest.
We have a new suite-style residence hall that's won awards for environmental sustainability and efficiency. Students can live right on campus and walk to class.
And make new friends.
Sacramento State features student excellence in events and entertainment. We've won team championships in many sports, and we are proud to present award-winning performing arts programs. Sacramento State is the place to learn, to lead, and to succeed. Come check us out. We are a destination campus for our students and our community.
Well, it is a pretty amazing message there that we hear from the president as, again, we bring back in Marshall Spurbeck and David Coleman. And David, I'll start with you. You came to Sacramento State. Now you've been here 5 years. You can see the growth on the video. You've lived it. What has this growth on campus been like for you?
It's been amazing. As you can see, it seems like the more we win, the more the fans want to get involved. And really, I think just with the growth of the school, as in the Well and the Broad, I think that also helps add on to the development. And of course, as winning, I think the students want to get more involved with that.
Coach David mentions the improvements facility-wise for sports, but also on campus we're seeing overall. How does that help for you in your recruiting process?
Well, I think the fact that we are becoming more of a destination campus, students want to be on campus. They want to stay and meet and mingle. And by having the Rec and Well Center here, that's been probably the biggest thing I've noticed, as well as having upgrades on campus. Everybody's into the facilities, and you look around and you see the Broad Center, the new bookstore, the Rec and Well. All those things add to the overall perception of our campus.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to certainly enjoy on campus. We do have some clips too, David, of you so far this season. If we could look at some of these, where you guys have had some good moments, certainly, and some moments that you're still trying to learn on. A lot of season left, but here's one of the great moments for you guys when you went to Oregon State early on in the year, and how sweet was that, a victory and the first game of the year for you guys?
It was amazing. It seemed unreal after we won. Going in, just knowing that we're going to win. I've never felt that confident going into a game until going into Oregon State, so it was an amazing victory.
And then we continue with a few more highlights there. This last one, most recently against Montana State. So what does a player like David, who's been around the program, what does that do for you to have his leadership with all the guys in the locker room?
Well, I think David's grown up a lot in our program, from coming in as a quarterback and showing up. He's played every position, I think, on the team at one point or another, and he's developed physically. He's gotten a lot bigger and stronger, and I think he's become a leader. I mean, I think the guys look up to him. He's been able to, do well in the classroom. He's been able to produce on the field, and he's very committed in the off-season in our workouts. So I just think he's a well-rounded student athlete that does things the right way. Yeah, you're right. As David, you have played everything from quarterback coming in to bouncing around here to different positions now on the DN. But a new tradition I think that started the last couple of years is the Hornet Walk. You guys on home games, we saw it against Montana. We've got some footage of that. I mean, this is amazing for you guys to enter the stadium basically to what's become a nice parking lot experience walking through onto the stadium. David, what's this like when you see all your Hornet fans out there?
It just reminds us, who we're playing for, not just us, but also the community and the fans and the students. It just makes us feel like we're at home going on that walk.
Yeah, communications major, correct?
Yes.
All right, well, good luck the rest of this season, good luck in the future, and good luck this week against Northern Colorado. You guys need a W this week.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
All right, that's David Coleman. We got more with Marshall Spurbeck coming up as well. We got to look back to the Montana State game, the tough loss for the Hornets. We'll look into that when we continue with more Xfinity Hornet Football Weekly.
Do you want inside access to the NFL? Xfinity gets you closer to the game with a front row seat to everything NFL. Get in-depth 24/7 coverage all season long on NFL Network. With Xfinity, the best seat in the house is in your house. Get NFL Network's 24/7 coverage of all 32 teams, plus game recaps on demand when you upgrade to Digital Preferred TV for just $9.99 more a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
If you're a homeowner searching for a way to reduce your monthly payments, think about this. Mortgage rates are near the lowest level in 6 decades, as low as 3.125%, APR 3.3. But how long will today's rates just sit there? I'm Hayes Barnard, owner of Paramount Equity. And since most people move or refinance every 5 to 7 years, they're choosing our 5-year adjustable mortgage. It's locked at an incredibly low rate for the next 5 years and can only adjust once a year after that. Even better, if rates were to drop for any reason, we'll protect you with a free rate warranty. Because we're a direct lender, we can bypass a lot of the big banks' red tape, and there's never any upfront cost. No matter how long you've been in your home, I'm almost sure we can cut that biggest bill by 15%, maybe more. So give us a call. The savings is all yours. All you pay is less for your mortgage.
5 minutes could save you thousands. Call right now, 1-800-747-1800.
Well, it is that time to look back at last game against Montana State. Another road trip for the Hornets. Jason Ross along with Marshall Spurbeck. Coach, tough week for the Hornets. You guys played a good team. You knew they were good coming in. Number 4 ranked, hostile environment, record crowd. So the atmosphere was fabulous. You guys played well, but you just couldn't finish last week.
You know, it was a good football game, and 2 good teams in our conference battling it out in a great atmosphere on a good day for football. And you know, I think the best way you can sum it up is, you know, we didn't seize the opportunity when we had it, and they made some plays and we didn't, and that's kind of the end of it. You know, I mean, it was a close football game, and we had a shot all the way to the end.
Coaches always want players to learn from, you know, wins or losses, but what do you want your group to learn from last week?
Well, I think for us, right, and I've said this before, it's a matter of you know, understanding that when we're on the road, it's a tougher game, it's a tougher environment. It's you have to knock the opponent out, you know, and I think if you leave it up for debate, usually it's going to go to the home team, and you know, we had some chances to knock them out, and we just didn't do it.
Well, there certainly were plenty of highlights from this game. We've got some footage of some great plays that you guys made. Early on, Brian Hilliard, who I know you guys wanted to try to run against the stingiest run defense in the league. Here's Hilliard early in the game, 15 yards out, and I know he was a little banged up coming in, but he ran well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brian did. We run a little stretch play here. We do a good job on the perimeter, and you see Chase DeAtter coming in here and shielding that linebacker off, and Brian finds his way through. It's a nice run.
All right, later in the game, they get kind of a busted play, 95-yard touchdown play. So it's an absolute demoralizing play. What you have to love is kind of that growth, the ensuing kickoff here where Hendershot gets the momentum right back for you guys and takes it for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I think it says a lot about our team. I mean, we're a very resilient group that we're going to fight it till the end and keep battling. And here's a great example of that. John does a nice job of finding a crease and keeps his feet in down the sideline there, and you see the caravan of Hornets following him into the end zone. It's a good sight.
Yeah, it was a great momentum play there for the Hornets. Now, later on, offensively, Fleming was looking deep. I know you guys tried the deep ball a couple times here. He finds one of your big play guys, Brandon Reed.
Mm-hmm. This is a nice ball. We had a few opportunities in the game, and we needed this one at the end, and I believe the next play here, it sets up our touchdown to Brandon on a little fade route in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, let's look at that because you guys want to punch it in. You got to finish drives, and here you do that.
Yeah, this is just plain catch here, and Brandon does a nice job of avoiding the defender, and Jeff puts it in only a place that we could get it.
All right, we got to show some love for the defense because it's tough containing Denarius McGee. Didn't run a lot against you guys, but here you guys were able to get him out of the pocket and kind of contain him.
You know, we gave up the 2 big plays on defense, but outside that, I thought our defense played their hearts out. We did a nice job of keeping them in check, and really, in my opinion, one of the top offenses in our conference. I thought we did a nice job all afternoon.
All right, and our final clip is maybe the game's best catch. This was unbelievable. Looking deep here, how does Reed catch this, Coach?
Well, I don't know how Jeff throws it to begin. It looks like one of those schoolyard plays where the guy goes down and he just throws it up, and Brandon makes a one-handed grab, and probably a little ill-advised there by the quarterback, but he does a nice job of giving his receiver a chance, and Brandon made a great catch with the one-handed snag.
Yeah, it was one of the game's highlights. Unfortunately, it ended up being a loss, but there were some good things from this game, certainly for the Hornets, including our Player of the Week. We will visit with Zach Nash. That is next.
Do you want inside access to the NFL? Xfinity gets you closer to the game with a front row seat to everything NFL. Get in-depth 24/7 coverage all season long on NFL Network. With Xfinity, the best seat in the house is in your house. Get NFL Network's 24/7 coverage of all 32 teams, plus game recaps on demand when you upgrade to Digital Preferred TV for just $9.99 more a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Well, there you see our Paramount Equity Mortgage Player of the Week as we welcome to the set here Zach Nash. Joining me, Jason Ross, and the head coach of the Hornets, Marshall Spurbeck. Zach, welcome to the show. Congratulations on being our Player of the Week.
Thank you.
Well, let's get, before we get to some football stuff, let's talk about on campus. We talked to your teammate David Coleman earlier about the journey of being on campus. Tell everyone what your major is and how you're doing in school.
Well, my major is criminal justice, and school's doing good. You know, I finished up in spring.
So CSI, is that something in your future?
No, hopefully more in the law enforcement field.
All right, and maybe even a football future for you. Would you like to keep playing after this year?
Yeah, that's definitely always a dream for any football player.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach, what does it mean to have a guy like Zach Nash, who's been so good for your program, is threatening the sack record, one of your defensive leaders? What is it to have Zach Nash in your team?
Well, very fortunate to have him, first off. I mean, he's been here for 5 years. He's one of our first recruits, and he's come in here. He redshirted his first year, and he's been a starter ever since. And he's done everything that we've asked of him and more, and we're very fortunate.
Why'd you pick Sacramento State?
You know, I fell in love with the coaches, fell in love with the school, and it's close to home. So.
And then how about the growth? I mean, you experience now the well, the new locker rooms, the Broad, the field's different. I mean, everything. We've seen the growth. You've lived it. What's that been like to experience?
It's kind of surreal, you know, coming from the trailers over there behind the field to the beautiful Broad. So it's nice.
Well, let's get some footage of you as our Player of the Week. We look back at the Montana State game. We start out with a sack, which is not easy for anybody on Denarius McGee. How did you make this sack while you're being blocked?
You know what? Just the interior tackles got some good push and pushed them to me. So
I like the fist pump. Is that the signature every time you get the sack?
Trying something new.
Yeah.
Something new.
How about the sack record? Is that? I mean, it's within reach. Is that something that's important to you?
It's always up there in the top of your head, but I don't really worry about that too much. Just try to get the wins.
All right, let's get another clip from the Montana State game. We mentioned Denarius McGee, a tough guy to get to. Here you at least pressure him. He gets rid of the football, and I mean, that guy's pretty elusive, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fast.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah. Coach, did you think you guys would be able to get to him at all? I mean, he was tough.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we did a nice job of keeping him, moving in the pocket. And a lot of times when you can't get to the quarterback, the next best thing is hitting them or trying to flush them. And I thought we did a good job with that.
Yeah, we got another clip here of Zach getting to him. And this one is up for debate because it looks like you might have knocked the ball loose before. They call this a forward pass. What did you think of that?
At the time, I thought it was a fumble. I was a little upset, but after seeing the film, it could have gone either way.
Yeah, and that's a tough play because, Coach, you want to get the hurry, you want to get the pressure, you want him to feel like he's being hit. So you guys do a lot of things right, but also another player getting rid of the football in time.
Yeah, and all you can do is just keep battling, and that's one thing Zach and our whole defensive line does. I mean, each play is a different adventure, and you have to be ready to go. You never know when you're going to have that opportunity.
So from Zach and the rest of the defense, as the season goes forward, what do you want to see from him and really the rest of your group back there?
Well, I just think they need to keep playing hard. We've done that, and we need to create some turnovers, and we've done that in a couple games this year. We look back at the Oregon State game and the Montana game. We did a great job of getting some turnovers, and that needs to be something that we keep building on.
So, Zach, you guys are 2-3. Mm-hmm. Certainly you have some great wins, some wins you'd love to have that ended up in the loss column. But as you look forward to this season, still the back half to go, what do you think you guys can do?
Well, I think as long as we take one day at a time and one practice at a time, I think we can do well.
Mm-hmm. And to have, I want to look back at the home opener for you, to have that huge crowd. Mm-hmm. I know your family comes, your dad's actually at every game coming traveling, but to have the huge crowd, the students, what's that do for a player when you take Hornet Field like that?
It's nice, especially when you have the support of the school and the community.
Yeah, well, good luck to you. Congratulations on being our Player of the Week, and hopefully there's a lot more fist pumps and sacks coming up.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, that's Zach Nash. We've got more with the coach. When we come back, we'll look ahead to the Northern Colorado game. That is straight ahead as we continue with more after this.
If you're a homeowner searching for a way to reduce your monthly payments, think about this. Mortgage rates are near the lowest level in 6 decades, as low as 3.125%, APR 3.3. But how long will today's rates just sit there? I'm Hayes Barnard, owner of Paramount Equity. And since most people move or refinance every 5 to 7 years, they're choosing our 5-year adjustable mortgage. It's locked at an incredibly low rate for the next 5 years and can only adjust once a year after that. Even better, if rates were to drop for any reason, we'll protect you with a free rate warranty. Because we're a direct lender, we can bypass a lot of the big banks' red tape, and there's never any upfront cost. No matter how long you've been in your home, I'm almost sure we can cut that biggest bill by 15%, maybe more. So give us a call. The savings is all yours. All you pay is less for your mortgage.
5 minutes could save you thousands. Call right now, 1-800-747-1800.
Do you want inside access to the NFL? Xfinity gets you closer to the game with a front row seat to everything NFL. Get in-depth 24/7 coverage all season long on NFL Network. With Xfinity, the best seat in the house is in your house. Get NFL Network's 24/7 coverage of all 32 teams, plus game recaps on demand when you upgrade to Digital Preferred TV for just $9.99 more a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
And we continue now with the coach. Again, our thanks to Zach Nash, our Player of the Week in our last segment. Coach, let's look forward now to Northern Colorado, the next opponent for the Hornets. Another road game. It's an amazing schedule to start things out. But when you take on a team like Northern Colorado that at this point doesn't have a victory, I'm sure there's some challenges in that because you guys have to leave Greeley with a W.
Yeah, and this conference from top to bottom is very competitive, and our players know that we have to get ourselves ready and really take care of our business and focus in on what we need to do to be a better football team this week. And I think if we can do that, then we'll have some success as we go up there.
And that's something you've said to me before. It's a lot of times it's about the Hornets. I mean, you're going to prepare for the other team, but if you guys do your job, that's really the best you can do.
Right, and I think the biggest thing behind that is that's all you can control. I mean, we can control what we do in practice. We can control how we perform day to day and how we improve through the week, and that's kind of the mindset we take into each game.
Now, obviously, you guys have history with this team, Northern Colorado, but it's a first-year head coach. There's some game film to look at, but is that a challenge going to, maybe a little bit of uncertainty heading into the game?
Yeah, I think the more you play somebody, you get a better feel for what they do and how they respond in certain situations. So we'll get a little bit of a filling out process as we go through this game.
Well, they're a team that likes to pass. We've got some footage and some highlights of what Northern Colorado can do. They're a team that puts the ball in the air. Seth Lobato is their quarterback, and he's a guy that has a couple of different weapons here. And here's a little timing route, looks like, to the corner. It's a nice pass.
Mm-hmm. He's very similar to Jeff Fleming. I mean, he's a good athlete. He can run around and create some plays, and he's got a strong arm. And as you saw there, he can put it on the money when he has to.
Yeah, and that pass was to Dominic Gunn, who actually returned 2 kickoffs last week against Montana. 1 was called back, so special teams will have to be on their game this week too.
Yep, and we'll be up for that challenge.
Mm-hmm. All right, we've got more from Lobato as well. Let's see him. This might be the best pass we have from him. This is just a laser coach to the corner. Well thrown ball right here.
Yeah, like I said, he has a strong arm, and he puts that one right there where he had to. And they have a good group of receivers too, and we're going to have to do a good job of keeping them in front of us and just doing, being consistent with our play.
Yeah, that was to Patrick Walker there. We've got one more from Lobato to Patrick Walker. So these guys are a combination your DBs are going to have to be ready for.
Yeah, and as you can see by their formations, they'll spread you out a little bit, and they'll try to get you, matched up in areas where, we're minus a guy or something. They like to spread it out and find the creases in the defense.
And certainly your trips to Northern Colorado, to Greeley, have been memorable. A couple years ago, I think it was your first road win. It was the Hail Mary, which was an unbelievable catch by Tony Washington to win a game. And then you got a win there a couple years ago as well. So you've had success. Does that help going into a game like this?
It's really comes down to the week, and we have different players. I mean, we have a lot of guys that weren't even around back then, so it's really year to year, and as we go through the season, it's week to week.
Yeah, well, we'll see if it works out well for the Hornets. When we come back, we're going to visit with the basketball coach, Brian Katz. He will join us. We'll learn a little bit more about the men's hoops program. That's as we continue with more of the Xfinity Hornet Football Weekly. We are switching gears. We got to talk a little hoops as we bring in the 4th-year head coach for Sacramento State, Brian Katz. Welcome into our Sacramento State set. What do you think? I know we got to show some love for basketball, but we got a lot of football gear. It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It's a great looking set, I'll tell you. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Feel big time here.
That's right. Well,
know that I'm not, but I feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you should be excited because it's coming. I mean, basketball is almost here. When's first practice coming up?
October 14th we start. It's Friday. It's right around the corner, and before you know it, like I told our guys, we have a scrimmage October 29th against San Jose State, and then we have an exhibition November 2nd here against Simpson, and then November, I believe it's 11th, we're home against Menlo, and the season's going.
So as you enter year 4, what do you like? What do you like about the 2011-2012 Sacramento State men's Hornets team?
We have the most experience we've ever had. We finally have some experience. So we have a couple third-year players, John Dixon, Walter Jackson, and we have the best level of talent and experience and the best schedule. So those 3 things,
good combination.
We feel good about it.
Yeah. Well, we've got some footage from the Hornets. Let's look at some of the clips of guys that you have coming back, which definitely have to excite you. And one of those is John Dixon. So a guy who's now 3rd year with you. I mean, what kind of value does that have for the program?
Well, he was an honorable mention, all-conference guy, 12 points, 5 rebounds a game last year, 3rd-year guy. And I'm looking at this footage right now. He's so much thicker and stronger than he was at this time a year ago. So it's exciting. And, he's really matured. He's becoming a leader. And I expect really good things from him.
Here's another offensive set for you guys early in this game against Northern Arizona. And I believe it's Heath Hoffman that'll end up finishing this play, but another guy that's coming back.
Yeah, he started 10 to 12, 14 games last year. Had some real good games I remember particularly against Portland State here. He had a real good game that we won. So we're excited about Heath as well.
So earlier in the show, we were talking about facilities with the football program, but not just for them, but all around campus. What has that done for you and your recruits?
You know, we've had recruits that really have been shocked at how spectacular the Wellness Center is. They just are blown away. You know, you're talking 150,000 square feet, 6 basketball courts, 4 volleyball courts, indoor rock climbing. The whole thing's just spectacular is the only word I can come up with. And also the Broad Fieldhouse, weight training facilities, phenomenal. The brand new dorms, I say brand new, they're 3 years old now, but apartment style living, awesome. I mean, people in the community, even forget recruits, come up and say, I can't believe this place. I haven't been here in 20 years. I don't recognize the campus.
Well, there's a lot of stuff to be excited about with the campus, but certainly with Hornet basketball, you got a great schedule, talent coming back. Coach, thanks for stopping by. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Brian Katz. We appreciate him stopping by. We will take the break, wrap things up with Marshall Spurbeck. That's next.
Do you want inside access to the NFL? Xfinity gets you closer to the game with a front row seat to everything NFL. Get in-depth 24/7 coverage all season long on NFL Network. With Xfinity, the best seat in the house is in your house. Get NFL Network's 24/7 coverage of all 32 teams, plus game recaps on demand when you upgrade to Digital Preferred TV for just $9.99 more a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
All right, final segment here, Coach. Getting ready for Northern Colorado. We touched on that a little bit. Kind of a weird spot after this. It's a bye week before just a flurry of home games. So what's the approach after this week for you and your team?
Well, we'll try to get rested up a little bit. We've had some guys that have been banged up, and so it'll be a good opportunity for them to get healed up. And we'll try to spend 3 days on the practice field, really try to do a good job of getting some of our mid-season mistakes cleaned up and really emphasize the fundamentals.
And I'm sure you'll be anxious to be home. It's been a lot of travel to start the year.
Yeah, I think everybody can use the rest. The coaches are worn out a little bit as well as the players, and it'll be a good opportunity for us to kind of recharge our batteries here for this stretch run.
Yeah, well, I know it's another road game, but there will be opportunities for fans to follow the team, obviously on the radio. Big Sky TV is another outlet. Go to hornetsports.com basically to get all the information. But you got a lot of fans out there that are really curious about the 2011 Hornets.
Yeah, that first home game was a great turnout, and we hope that we can build on that and finish it up with these 4 home games down the road.
All right, well, you guys need to get that W this week. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, for Marshall Spurbeck, I'm Jason Ross. Thanks again to all of our guests today, Zach Nash, David Coleman, Coach Katz as well. Join us next week for another edition of Xfinity Hornet Football Weekly.